David Kurtz with TPM Media. On the floor of the convention as former Secretary of State Madeleine Albright addresses the delegates. We're going to interview Senator Pat Leahy of Vermont here in just a moment. If you'll come with me. David Kurtz here with Senator Patrick Leahy of Vermont. Thank you for joining us, Senator. Vermont got skipped over a little bit today when the vote by acclamation was approved. What happened there?
Well, you know, I've been here at I think every one of these conventions since 1976. Almost always happens. We were that far down. We had a good statement we were going to make about how both the Clinton and Obama delegates joined, and we were going to vote unanimously for Senator Obama. And that's what we would have said. But usually by the time you get to the D's, and in this case, I mean, everybody knew at some point Mrs. Clinton, Senator Clinton, was going to move to make it unanimous.
So that was a symbolic touch to try to show that everybody's on board with his candidacy.
And we would have. And I'm proud of my state because you had people work very hard for Senator Clinton, people work very hard for Senator Obama, and their willingness to come together meant a lot.
I wanted to ask you, too, about the U.S. attorney scandals. Just yesterday, the court in D.C. refused to stay its order that White House figures be ordered to testify in the case that's been brought by the House. I assume you've been following that case closely.
I have. I've been following it very closely, and I think the court's absolutely right. I hope the Court of Appeals will uphold them. It's been an outrageous attitude on the part of the White House and saying basically we're above the law. The rest of the world has to follow the law. That's not the way it works. Just because somebody works in the White House, they're subject to the same laws as everybody else, senator or anybody else. And I intend to keep on. And if they're trying to run out the clock to the end of this Congress, I remind them I'll still be chairman next year.
Now, the House has taken the lead with the lawsuit. What will you do, presuming that their case is upheld? How will the Senate Judiciary follow up?
If their case is upheld, that makes our life a lot easier. They actually have better subpoena rules than the Senate does. And so in fact, I talked with Chairman Conyers about that again yesterday, and we're going to see how they go. But I also notified the White House I'm not giving up.
Thank you, Senator. We appreciate the time. This is David Kurtz for TPM Media.